Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're getting into a really fascinating concept from Ira Warren Whiteside's blog. It's called The Synergy Between Today and Yesterday. And the whole idea, which is kind of interesting, is how modern AI development actually really depends on these quite traditional data management practices.
Right, like the foundations that maybe aren't as flashy.
Exactly, like sturdy roots holding up this big, impressive tree. That's sort of the vibe. And the core visual he uses is something called the AI development pyramid. It kind of lays out the steps.
Yeah, a roadmap for synthesis, as he puts it, for bringing together what you already have with, future AI possibilities.
It's structured, not just a random jump.
Precisely. And I think our mission for this deep dive should be to really explore that pyramid layer by layer.
Okay.
Understand the steps, how you actually do that integration, and maybe make sense of that phrase he uses, awareness is reality, in this whole AI context.
Right. What does aware even mean for an AI? This pyramid might give us some clues.
Let's hope so. It seems like a good framework.
Okay, so let's unpack it then, starting at the bottom, the base, which, interestingly, is called data foundation.
Yeah, and this is where it immediately gets, well, maybe unexpected for some folks.
Because it talks about building a traditional data warehouse. Not exactly sci-fi stuff.
No, but Whiteside argues the real innovation here is meticulously defining that data. It's not just storing it.
How so?
Well, within that data foundation bit, he highlights things like identifying the fields you need, sorting data into dimensions, statistics, but critically, establishing a business glossary words definition.
So defining your terms properly.
Exactly. It's more than just a shared language. It's like building a shared understanding, an ontology. If you don't have that,
Then the AI gets confused.
or worse, it makes, really bad assumptions, misinterprets key terms, and that can lead to huge problems when you actually try to use the AI in the real world. Big pitfalls.
Okay, so that initial work, that rigor, it sounds absolutely essential. Everything else kind of rests on it.
That's the argument, yeah. You need that rock-solid foundation first.
Only then do you move up to the next levels, which are maybe more what people think of with AI, like algorithm design and then model training.
Right. And even model training, the source points out, isn't just about shoveling data in. It's about validating it, putting it in context.
I see.
And he mentions these filling steps for loading the AI model, basically preparing the data properly.
Like using structured data or,
Well,
RA.
Yeah, retrieval augmented generation. That allows the AI to pull in fresh information dynamically so it's not stuck with only what it was trained on,
Yeah.
or, fine-tuning the model with really specific knowledge for a particular field.
So you're shaping the data for the AI.
You got it. Making it ready for intelligent processing.
Okay, this next layer up, application integration, feels important. This is where it starts to connect to the real world. And I was struck by how it links those foundational bits we talk about to something really cutting edge sounding. LLM meta prompts, a model-guided generated prompt. Can you unpack that a bit? How does that integration work?
Yeah, this is where that synergy really starts to become clear. If you've done your homework with the data foundation, those careful definitions.
Glossary words and all that.
Exactly. That feeds directly into creating much smarter, more targeted prompts for your large language models. It's not just throwing a vague question at an LLM.
Right.
It's structured, guided. The AI understands the context, the intent behind the prompt much better because the groundwork was laid. So the results are far more relevant, far more accurate.
Makes sense. Better input, better output, basically.
At its core, yeah, but enabled by that deep foundational work.
And then finally, we get to the very top, the peak of the pyramid, future synthesis. This is where it mentions system developer and user via LLM. And it actually says, this will generate apps or agents. That sounds pretty advanced.
It is. It's sort of the ultimate payoff. Defining roles, using sample data, having evaluations and scoring built in. It's leveraging everything underneath it.
So that solid foundation enables this future synthesis.
That's the idea. You can't really get to this generative agent building stage reliably without the structure below it.
Okay, so let's try and recap this deep dive into Whiteside's AI development pyramid. The big takeaway for me is just how crucial that traditional stuff is. Data warehousing, clear definitions like the business glossary words definition.
Yeah, they're not just old school relics. They're fundamental enablers.
Right. For the really advanced stuff we want today, those powerful meta prompts generating intelligent agents, it shows the pyramid isn't just about the fancy AI models at the top.
No, it's the whole structured journey. From that data foundation base all the way up to future synthesis, every layer builds on the last.
The whole process matters.
Definitely. Which leads to maybe a final thought for you, the listener.
Okay.
If we take that philosophy from the source, perception is perception, awareness is reality. How does understanding this synergy, this link between yesterday's practices and today's AI, how does that change your view? Your perspective on building AI or even just interacting with it. Think about how laying those strong, maybe seemingly boring traditional foundations actually makes that future synthesis at the top possible. How it enables AI that is maybe genuinely more aware and effective. What does that mean for you?